Hey friends, welcome back to Talk Fluent. I'm Sarah, and today we have something simple and relaxing for you. This episode is an easy listening practice, perfect for shadowing too. You can listen anywhere. On the bus, on your way to work, while you take a walk, or right before bed. It's full of gentle ideas and clear English that help you relax, understand more, and grow step by step. No notebook needed. No hard studying. Just listen, enjoy, and let English slowly become part of your everyday life. Today's topic is something special, the power of personal passions in language learning. We'll talk about how the things you love, your hobbies, your dreams, those small joys can help you open the door to real English fluency. So, sit back, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Let's start with something honest. Many learners tell me, Sarah, I really want to study English better, but it's just so boring sometimes. I feel tired. I lose motivation. And I get it. Learning a language can sometimes feel like work. You repeat words, read long texts, memorize rules, and slowly your motivation starts to fade. You might even think, maybe I'm just not good at English. But that's not true. The problem isn't you. It's the way we practice. If you only study from textbooks, you're not really using English in real life. You don't feel emotion. You don't feel curiosity or excitement. It becomes mechanical, just information, not communication. But language is alive. Language is emotion. Language is connection between people. So, if you want to speak naturally, you need to link English with something real, something that matters to you. And that something is your personal passion. Now, what does passion really mean? A passion is something you love doing. It can be big or small, painting, cooking, football, traveling, nature, photography, music, technology, anything that brings joy to your heart. Maybe you love gardening. Maybe you enjoy playing the piano. Maybe you love learning languages. Or maybe your passion is helping people, teaching children, or caring for animals. When you talk about your passion, something amazing happens. Your face lights up. Your voice becomes stronger. You forget your fear. You start expressing yourself without overthinking. To express means to show your feelings or emotions. And that's the magic of passion. It opens your heart. And when your heart opens, your words flow more easily. You don't worry about grammar. You just speak. And that's where fluency begins. So, how can we connect our passions with learning English? Well, start with a simple question. Why do you want to speak English? Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to meet people from different countries. Maybe you dream of studying abroad or getting a better job. Or maybe you just love that feeling, the joy of understanding and expressing yourself in another language. All of these are good reasons. But the strongest reason comes from inside, from your heart. It's when you say, I want to speak English. Because I have something to share. You have stories. You have experiences. You have ideas. And you want the world to hear them. That's your why. That's your reason. And when you find it, learning English becomes personal. Now imagine two learners. Learner A studies English with a grammar book. He reads about tenses, phrasal verbs, and articles. He memorizes everything. But when someone asks, "What do you like to do in your free time?" he freezes. He doesn't know what to say. Learner B, on the other hand, learns English through her hobbies. She loves baking. She watches English recipe videos. She reads blogs about food. She even writes her own notes in English and chats with other bakers online. After a while, she starts to speak fluently. Not perfectly, but naturally and confidently. Why? Because she connects English to something she loves. That's the difference. So, take a moment and ask yourself, what are my interests? Ask yourself, what do I love to do? When I have free time, maybe you're into music. You can listen to interviews with your favorite artists. Or maybe you love movies. Watch them with English.subtitles and notice how people really speak. If you enjoy traveling, read travel blogs or write short stories about your own trips. When English becomes part of your real life, it doesn't feel like studying anymore. It feels alive. Now, let's talk about a few simple ways to use your passions to improve your English. First, surround yourself with English content about what you love. If you enjoy cooking, find recipe videos in English. If you're into cars, read English reviews. If you like photography, follow English-speaking photographers online. You'll naturally pick up new words, words that actually matter to you. Another great idea is to keep a short English journal about your passion. Every night, write just 2 or 3 sentences. Something like, "Today I played the piano. I learned a new song. It was hard, but it made me happy." Simple sentences, but they're real. They come from your life. You can even talk to yourself. Yes, it's totally fine to do that. When you're cooking, describe what you're doing in English. I'm cutting tomatoes. I'm adding salt. I'm stirring the soup. That's how fluency grows, naturally. And here's one more thing, stories. Every passion creates stories. And stories are powerful for learning. For example, if your passion is painting, you could say, "The first time I painted a sunset, I was 10 years old. The colors were orange and pink. I still remember the smell of paint and the sound of the wind." Or maybe your passion is football. You could tell stories like, "When I'm on the field, I feel free. I forget everything else." When you share small stories like that, you're practicing grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation all at once. And because the story is yours, you never forget it. Stories carry emotion. They connect your feelings to your memory. That's why storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to become fluent. Now, a lot of learners make the same mistake. They try to speak too fast. They worry about making errors. They feel pressure to sound perfect. But that's not what fluency really means. Fluency isn't about speed. It's about confidence, speaking with calm and clarity. That's why I believe in slow, thoughtful conversation. When you slow down, your mind has time to choose the right words. You enjoy the process more. And your English sounds smoother and more natural. Let's say you're talking about your hobby, playing the guitar. You don't need to rush. You can simply say, I enjoy playing the guitar. I usually play in the evenings. Music helps me relax after work. Short, clear, and real. When you slow down, you sound more confident. And that confidence draws people in. It makes them want to listen. So don't worry about matching the speed of native speakers. Focus on being clear, calm, and natural. That's true fluency. And here's something even more beautiful, the joy of connection. When you talk about your passions in English, you're doing more than learning a language. You're connecting with people. Maybe you share a photo of your artwork online, and someone from another country writes, "Wow, that's amazing!" Or you post a travel story in English. And another traveler replies, "I've been there too." When you join a group of people who share your hobby, English suddenly becomes more than just a language. It becomes a bridge to friendship. And that's one of the things I love most about learning languages. They bring people closer. They help us understand each other. They make the world feel smaller and a little kinder. And when you speak from the heart, people truly listen. Sometimes your passion can even lead to a bigger purpose. Maybe you start learning English just to talk about your favorite books, but later you find yourself helping others enjoy those same stories. Or maybe you begin learning English to understand song lyrics. And one day you start writing your own. That's how passion turns into purpose. And purpose gives you the energy to keep going, even on the hard days. So don't learn English only for tests or grades. Learn it to express who you are, to share your voice with the world. Let's look at a few real examples. One learner loved movies. She watched one English movie every week. At first, she caught only a few words, but she didn't stop. After a year, she could easily describe the stories, and her listening skills became amazing. Another learner loved animals. He began watching English videos about animal care. He learned new words like rescue, shelter, and wildlife. Later, he joined an online animal rescue group and started posting in English every week. There was also a student who loved fitness. He followed English-speaking coaches on YouTube. and listened carefully to how they talked about training, diet, and motivation. He copied their expressions, practiced daily, and now he can talk confidently about health and fitness, all because he learned through his passion. These stories show something powerful. Your fluency grows faster when the topic feels alive inside you. Of course, there will be days when you feel tired or unmotivated. That's completely normal. Even people who love what they do have lazy days. When that happens, look for small sparks of inspiration. Listen to a short English podcast about your hobby. Read just one paragraph about it. Watch a quick video. Or chat with a friend who shares the same interest. You don't need to study for hours every day. You just need to keep your English heart alive. Even a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Because consistency is stronger than perfection. And remember, language isn't only about words. It's also about emotion. When you feel something deeply, your brain remembers it. That's why connecting English with emotion helps you learn faster and remember longer. If you love photography and learn the word light, you'll never forget it because you see it, you feel it, you use it. If you love gardening and learn the word bloom, you'll remember it forever because you watch flowers bloom with your own eyes. You don't just learn new words. You live them, you see them, you feel them. That's how English becomes part of who you are. At first, your English world may be small, maybe just one hobby, one topic. But slowly, it will grow. Your vocabulary will grow. Your confidence will rise. And soon, you'll start connecting your passion to other parts of life. A person who loves cooking may learn about culture and history through food. A person who loves music may discover poetry and expression. A person who loves technology may see how English connects global communities. Your English world will become richer and deeper every day. Now, don't be afraid of mistakes. They are part of learning, part of growing. When you talk about your passion, mistakes don't really matter because your message is more important than your grammar. If you say, "I very like cooking," people still understand you and they smile because they can feel your enthusiasm. Later, you'll correct yourself and say, "I really like cooking." That's how we learn, by doing, not by waiting for perfection. Remember this: fluency isn't the absence of mistakes. Fluency is the presence of courage. So, my friend, fluency isn't about speed or perfection. It's about connection, about speaking with feeling, honesty, and joy. When you connect English to your passions, you build a strong bridge. A bridge between your heart and your words. Every time you talk about what you love, your English grows stronger. So, find your passion. Live it in English. Read about it. Write about it. Think about it. Let English become part of your world. Not just a subject, but a companion. a friend for life. Thank you so much for listening to Talk Fluent. I'm Sarah, and I hope this episode reminded you that learning English can be simple, personal, and full of joy. Until next time, keep speaking, keep dreaming, and, as always, speak with your heart. Bye for now.